You've probably seen this coming because I have alluded to doing a no-buy in several of my videos last month throughout Palettmas, so here we are. I am, in fact, starting a no-buy for 2025, and if you're curious to hear about how I'm going to structure it and what my rules are going to be, then I hope that you will stick around and keep on watching. Well, hi everyone. Happy New Year. I hope 2025 is off to a good start for everyone. It's only January 2nd. It is actually my America-versary. I arrived to this country on January 2nd, and it's hard to believe, but it has been 33 years. Mind blown when I realized that. But here we are on January 2nd, and I am filming my introduction to the biggest project I am going to do this year, and it's going to be my year-long no-buy. For those of you that are new here, first of all, hi and welcome. My name is Natalia. I'm a concert pianist who loves all things makeup and beauty, and very often I love purchasing so much of it and then not using enough of it. In 2020, I started this YouTube channel with a year-long no-buy, and I have decided that I need to do something quite similar again. I need a huge intervention where I set fairly strict rules for myself and stop buying new makeup when I already have so much amazing makeup in my collection that just goes unused. So whether or not you're doing some form of a no-buy or low-buy and you want to journey on with me through this 2025 no-buy, I hope that you will consider subscribing and supporting me and encouraging me and everybody else in the comments. Let's get right into what this no-buy is going to look like. So I'm going to do things in some ways very similarly to what I did in 2020, and in some ways a little bit differently, because of course back then I was jumping into a completely brand new channel. 2 months after I started it, we went into lockdown, so things looked very, very different back in 2020. However, the main thing for me that now looks even drastically worse is the fact that life is very expensive, and I am a musician. I perform and I teach. I do not have consistent income that I can always rely on. I am self-employed and a freelance musician. The past few years, as most of you know, have been very, very expensive for all of us, and it's been very challenging for me to keep up. So I really decided that I need to curb my spending and focus on reestablishing some sort of financial health in my life, paying off some debts, and just being very, very frugal and very, very careful with my finances in 2025. The main thing that I think is going to be the same is that I am going to limit my purchases in most capacities, with very few exceptions, for the entire year. So that is going to include makeup, skincare, perfume, and to some capacity, clothing and accessories. And I'll break down each one of these categories. For makeup, of course, unless something is completely used up, like maybe a brow product, or maybe I miraculously go through all of the 5 or so concealers that I own. Doubtful. But you know, if things like that happen, if a category completely runs out of product, I am allowed to replenish. A couple of other exceptions I've made for myself. Gifts. If somebody wants to gift me makeup, first of all, that's very generous of them. Secondly, I'll be elated. That's wonderful and fantastic. Any money that I make from this YouTube channel, I am allowed to then put back into the channel by purchasing some makeup, as long as I plan on making videos about it. Now, that in theory sounds like it opens up ways for me to obtain new makeup, but what you have to realize is I only hit 1,000 subscribers a few months ago. As you can see, I am still at pretty much 1,000 subscribers, and just to give you guys an idea, after several months of being monetized, realized with as small of a channel as I am right now, I currently have an earnings of $42 on my YouTube account. YouTube only pays creators after their first $100. So I'm not even going to get a penny out of YouTube at the rate I'm going for probably at least another 6 months. So there's that. But I did want to put that in my rules so that if my channel continues to grow, or in 6 months or however long, if I do finally hit that $100 mark and YouTube sends me a check, I'm allowed to spend that $100 on my YouTube channel in the form of something that I would like to do videos on. Next one is very unlikely for the same reasons I just mentioned. I am teeny tiny and I also don't have the time to post as much as a lot of people do on here. Or maybe I shouldn't even say don't have the time. I'm sure people make the time, but I guess my priorities, while I love this channel and it brings me a lot of joy and I've made tons of friends through this channel, I am not, I guess, in a place right now in my life where I am willing to sacrifice all of my free time in order to create looks, post on Instagram, tag all the brands, do 5 videos a week, etc. So the likelihood of brands noticing me are pretty much slim to none. But I did put a caveat that PR is allowed. Gifts for others, I'm allowing myself to purchase because, of course, that is not products that are going into my collection. And as long as financially I feel like that is something I can do, I am allowed to buy gifts for others. And then the 2 other exceptions, and I might change these along the way. And that's the thing that's going to be a little bit different this year. While I do want to do a year-long no-buy, if at any point my financial situation changes in either direction, by the way, whether I can loosen some rules or whether I need to tighten them even further, I am allowed to do that. I'm probably going to reevaluate like every 3 months and see where I stand, how easy or how hard the no-buy has been for me, have I broken my no-buy at any point, etc. But basically, the 2 exceptions that I am giving myself are, I am right now platinum through Ulta. As I learned back in 2020, if you do not make the platinum, is it platinum? I can't remember. I'm not like the highest tier of Ulta, which I think they call the diamond. So yeah, I think I'm platinum status. So if you are platinum status or above, you get to keep your Ulta points for as long as you have that status. However, if you are not, then your points actually expire. Back in 2020, because I did not really purchase much except also I think gifts, and because I did not make any of the tiers in either, I believe, Ulta or Sephora, when I went to cash in my points either at the end of 2020 or sometime in 2021, I honestly can't remember now, my points were all gone. And I remember I had quite the beef with Ulta about that for a while. In fact, I think I pretty much like boycotted them for a year. But I mean, I guess in some ways it wasn't their fault. I just didn't realize that those were the rules. I had been platinum with them for so many years. I never had to worry about that up until that point. In similar vein, I'm gonna have to do my research, but basically I am allowed to use my points this year, especially if I see that they are going to expire otherwise, because I do have, I think it's 2,500 points that you can then cash in for $125 worth of products. I think I am around that mark. I think I have 2,500 to 3,000 points at the moment. So of course I don't want those to go to waste. So if there's a release that really has spoken to me and I've been lusting after it for months and months, and I see that my points are expiring, or if I need to buy presents for people, whatever the case may be, I am allowed to use those points. With Sephora, I would like to get my birthday gift. I get one every single year for as long as I have shopped with Sephora, which, my gosh, has it been since they opened? Because I'm pretty sure one of the first stores they ever opened back in like 99 in Manhattan was not too far from where I went to college. So it's quite possible that I have been a Sephora beauty insider since about 2000. It's been a while. But nonetheless, I would like to get my birthday gift. If I remember correctly, Sephora has recently changed the rules where you can't just get the birthday gift shipped for free anymore. You have to make some sort of a purchase. If I don't have time to go in store and get my birthday gift, I am allowing myself $50 in my birthday month to spend at Sephora. I was considering also giving myself some sort of a financial limit for the Sephora sales, sales, because of course I do love the Sephora sale, the one they do in the spring and then the one they do again in the fall closer to the holidays. I think because my first quarterly check-in should come hopefully right before the spring sale, I'd like to hold off on that one and see how I'm doing, see where I am, not just with makeup wearing and the channel, but where I am in life, and decide at that point. So for now, I'm only allowing myself $50 during my birthday month. If I see that I'd like to give myself a little bit of a breadcrumb during the sales, I will of course update you guys at that time. So those are the rules for makeup. And I'm gonna do a separate video, I think, with some of my 2025 goals. I haven't decided if I wanna do like a general life goals that will also include my beauty and YouTube goals, or if I'm gonna just do an exclusively beauty and YouTube related goals video. If you have any recommendations for me, if you wanna let me know whether you are interested in one versus the other, whether you would wanna hear all of my other life goals, or if you wanna just discuss beauty, then please comment down below and let me know. That would be great. Today we're just going over the rules because, as we know, I'm long-winded, and even though this video probably should only be 10 minutes, it's probably going to be 25. And let's move on to skincare. Skincare has a much simpler rule base here because I have two plastic bins worth of skincare in my bathroom that I really need to go through. And I've started. In the past few months, I finally started getting back into skincare. I still don't have a routine down. I still forget some days or don't feel like other days, but I'm trying. So in order to encourage me to keep going through my skincare, I am not allowing myself to buy anything, and the only two exceptions are, again, unless I run out of a specific category that I do rely on and I like to consistently have in my routine. For example, if I run out of all serums, I'm allowed to replenish and have a serum. Now, by all serums, I don't mean that, oh, if I run out of hyaluronic serums, but also then I have, I don't know, niacinamide serums, and then some, no, all serums. Like for now, I need to make work whatever serums I have. And if I've got no serums left, then I'm allowed to repurchase. Same thing for things like oils. I love using oils in the winter, but then I fall off using them in the summer because my skin turns more normal combo as opposed to in the winter when it's dry. I need to clear out whatever I have, and then I'm allowed to purchase something. One exception is unless it's a product that might help me with some medical conditions. I do suffer from eczema and psoriasis, and it definitely flares up and becomes worse either during season changes or during stress periods. My eczema lately has been very bad on my hands, and I've noticed that the more I use my hands to wash things, so the more times my hands are spent submerged in water, the worse my eczema has been getting. But it's unavoidable. Yes, I've invested in gloves to do dishes for the first time in my life. I hate wearing dish gloves, you know, the never been my thing. Hated the feeling. I still hate the feeling, but I'm forcing myself to remember to put on gloves at least as often as I can when I'm doing dishes. Of course, I still am not going to do it for like one cup and one plate. It's just not my personality. Like if I have a sink full, I'll put on the gloves. I'm also a plant mom to over 100 plants, if not almost two. I don't even know how many plants I have. So of course with that also comes a lot of water type activities. Because of that, I am usually on the lookout for products to try. I have some hand lotions that I've used consistently for many, many years that alleviate up to a point. But again, the moment my hands are submerged in water or the lotion dries out, my skin again starts cracking and peeling and itching and bleeding. And it's been really bad the past, on and off, it's been bad for a couple of years. The past few months, I've really been struggling. On that note, I saw that there is going to be in the Ulta 21 Days of Love Your Skin event or whatever, the First Aid Beauty cream, like their ultra moisturizing cream or whatever. I use that as a hand cream. It's so far probably the only one that really helps with the itching. A lot of times I will smother my hands in it before going to bed and really let it sink in. At least I am not woken up in the middle of the night with my own scratching, because you know, something like that, like I saw it on sale, and even though I have one running tube left right now, I'm probably just gonna pick up a couple of more because I know that's something I will use because I go through that stuff nonstop. So things like that. Now again, I'm not allowed to go overboard and suddenly buy every product that says eczema on it. But if I see that I'm running low on eczema products, or if I see that my skin is just not reacting to whatever I currently have, I am allowing myself to try things in that one specific category. Next category, perfume. No perfume. Unless it's a gift, I am not allowing myself any new perfume in 2025. There are a million I want to try, and that's the dangerous zone that I do not want to thread. I don't want to have any exceptions other than if I am gifted perfume, because I know that for me that's going to be a slippery slope, and I will find ways and reasons to justify getting more sample packs or getting more minis or getting more subscriptions or doing something to get my nose on more fragrance. I have enough. I can do a video on my fragrance collection if that's something you guys want to see. I also need to figure out a way of organizing all of my like little mini samples, because I seem to have jars and boxes and drawers filled with them. My goal this year is to really test out and go through what I already have instead of collecting even more. And then the last category, I mean, there's plants. I'm also on a plant no buy, but like this is not a plant channel. I'm still considering starting one, but like that doesn't concern this channel. The only other big category that I struggle with, I think, in my daily life is plants. So I'm on a plant no buy for the entire year as well. And then the last thing is, I don't think I'm gonna do a full no buy for clothing and accessories. A couple of reasons. I do need some shoes, and I have wide, difficult feet. So if I ever find shoes that are actually comfortable, or for example, I really need to replace my performance shoes, so that needs to happen this year, whether I like it or not. Because my feet have now become, as I get older, much fussier, I no longer have a shoe buying problem. I used to in my teens and 20s. I used to have a huge stiletto heel collection, but I can't wear those anymore for the most part. So no longer a problem. Clothing, I am going to be on a fitness and health journey this year. So clothing is not really a huge problem either, because right now I hate shopping for clothes because I'm not happy with my body. So it's not fun for me. It's not enjoyable. I only do it when I feel like I really need something. So because of that, what I'm gonna do instead is do a more conscious choice to try my best to not buy any new clothing this year. So what that means is I've recently gotten back into thrifting a little bit more. I used to be a huge thrifter in my 20s and even in my early 30s, mostly in my 20s, like in my college and post-college days, because I used to live in Manhattan at the time. Now I'm in Queens. I had access to a lot more high-end thrifts and consignment stores in the city. And back in those days, you could find some really incredible steals and deals. I don't know how it is now. I feel like because thrifting and thanks to social media has become much more popular, I feel like prices in a lot of thrift stores, at least here in the city, are not nearly what they used to be, and good designer pieces end up still being quite expensive. But I have found some really great pieces even in the past few years at thrift stores. So basically that's kind of my goal, is to thrift in 2025 if I actually need something replenished or added to my wardrobe. Yeah. I think that's basically it as far as the rules for my 2025 no buy. I'm definitely going to make a few videos here and there on how it's going. As I said, I wanted to do a separate video with some goals, which will include my YouTube goals and makeup wearing goals and what kind of videos I want to make and things like that. With you guys now knowing what this project is going to be for me, and that I am not really going to be bringing in all that much new stuff at all, let me know what kind of videos you would want to see. I do hope to bring back some videos that I started years ago, and then I thought I was going to bring them back full time in 2024, and I did like an intro for, I think, both my Basket of Doom and an intro for Project Pan, and then that kind of fell off. I want to bring those back and I want to commit to those, but I'd love to hear other ideas. And I have a few more ideas myself as well, but as I said, I want to save that for a separate video, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you think I should do, because I want to really get to know my collection this year. So if you have any suggestions for how you might go about that, or how you think I should go about that, please drop them down below, just so you know, because I have no idea what order things are gonna happen in, there will be 2 videos sometime in the upcoming month that will deal with bringing in new makeup. One is I still would like to do my collective haul of everything I got around Black Friday and then December time. And then also, because it was still at the end of December, I did allow myself one last big purchase, and that was a Beautylish Lucky Bag. So I will be doing a video unboxing my Beautylish Lucky Bag with you guys. But other than that, as of yesterday, which was January 1st, there will be pretty much no makeup or skincare or perfume purchases for me, with the exceptions that I just went over. So I don't know, I'm excited, but I'm a little more terrified, I think, this time around than I was in 2020, I'll be honest. I guess because in 2020 was my first time, so I was really oblivious to how easy or how hard it would be. I think in some ways the lockdown made it easier. Did it though? Now that I say that, maybe not. Maybe what made it a little bit easier is I found a really strong support system, and actually quite a few friends that are still close friends of mine I met in 2020 through my no-buy. So I'm really hoping that those same friends that I'm still close to are going to pull through this time and encourage me on this journey just like they did the first time around. You know who you are, and some of you are probably also gonna do this project with me. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited and scared at the same time. I think because I now have, again, 3 to 4 years of that muscle that has redeveloped, of allowing myself to justify certain purchases. And something I remember I said when I first started my channel is I had wanted to start a YouTube channel for many years before 2020. But I think deep down I knew that if I start with just a regular beauty channel, it will spiral me even more out of control, because I will use the channel as an excuse and as a justification for making certain purchases. And I have found myself doing that a number of times in the past few years. And very often, because of my schedule and because of how life is, I don't actually end up keeping my own promises to myself. I don't end up doing the videos that I say I will do when I am making that purchase. So I can no longer use that as an excuse, because it's a lie, basically. It's a lie to allow me to just continue to acquire new products because they're, new, shiny, and exciting. That is one thing I really want to out-train in my system. Obviously, as I mentioned, finances is a huge incentive and a huge initiator of this. And I really want to finally truly get to know and use more products that I already have. I keep saying it and I keep trying, but there's just too much. And then I keep buying even more, and it just takes away from me trying to use what I already have. I really need to just cut the cord, go on this no-buy, and commit to creating content with what I have. I have so much content I can create. I think a lot of people on YouTube use this excuse of, well, but it's not relevant. Oh, this is no longer popular. Oh, nobody wants to watch this. Everybody just wants the newest, the latest, and the greatest. At the end of the day, as I said, like in the past few months, I've made $42 from this YouTube channel. What am I really going to gain or lose if I just do the content that I want to do? Yeah, okay, so instead of getting 300 views, I'll get 100. We're talking pennies. I'm gonna spend $100 more to create videos that supposedly people want to watch, and they're going to bring me in 5 extra cents. The math is definitely not mathing. Maybe to content creators that have thousands and thousands of subscribers and thousands of views on every single video, and they also have affiliate links that people consistently use and discount codes that people consistently use. Maybe for them it makes sense, right? You put out a video, you hopefully make your money back. I'm not in that boat, so I need to stop fooling myself into thinking that this is somehow going to to help my channel, and I need to just slam on the brakes, use what I have, get creative with the videos that I want to do, have you guys chime in and make recommendations for things you would want to watch, instead of, you know, all of us telling you what is popular and what is not. I mean, at the end of the day, it's in your hands. If there are videos that I create that you really don't want to watch, you can tell me. You can say, hey, we understand you want to know by, but how about you put this spin on it? Or how about you do this? Because what you're doing right now is not working. Great. Like that could be a way of going about it. But as I said, to just keep fooling myself into thinking that I'm going to buy things and then make videos with them and then not even have time to do it in a timely manner and then get discouraged and not post any video on that product at all. That's basically where I've been, and I'm done. Truly, I'm done. And so is my bank account, and so is my credit card debt. Like we're all done. We need to reassess, reevaluate, and do something else. So I'm reassessing, reevaluating, and I'm going back to my roots. We're gonna do a no buy. We're gonna see how it goes. I'd love for you guys to subscribe and join me on this journey yet again. If you've been here, then welcome back to a second no buy. And if you're new, then welcome. We're all in for a ride. Let's see how this one goes. And I hope that if you're doing a project of some sort, whether it's a full-blown no buy or some sort of less spending situation, that you will let me know in the comments. Let's have a talk about this. Let's help each other be successful in 2025 with whatever our goals are, no matter how big or small. And I thank each and every single one of you for being here, for watching, for supporting me. Thank you in advance for what I hope is going to be a successful no buy. And trust me, you guys are going to play a big role in it, because one of the reasons my 2020 no buy was a success was my viewers. Me knowing that I am holding myself responsible, not just for myself, but also in front of all of you, and that I don't want to disappoint anyone. Even if you guys don't care, it just does something for me psychologically when I know I am putting myself out here and making a promise to you guys. It's very different for me than just making a promise to myself. It shouldn't be. That is a very different issue that I need to work on. I should be able to hold myself responsible and keep my own promises to myself, but I'm not there yet. So I am leaning on you guys for support, and I am using my online friends as a way to hold myself responsible and motivate me and help me through this. So thank you in advance. I hope that you guys are doing really, really well, that you are continuing to stay safe and healthy. Take care of yourselves and those around you, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye, guys.